This video will let you know about tomato growing in Karnataka. Karnataka is actually the third largest producer in India after Andhra and after Madhya Pradesh. And there are a lot of varieties, hybrid varieties, local varieties, all that kind of varieties. This particular variety is called the Hyzar variety, which is the most yielding and less disease prone and suitable for our Karnataka soil.
ಇದು ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೇಲ್ಕಮಳ್ಳಿ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಮೀನುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಬೆಳಿಬಹುದು.
Red soil with drip irrigation lines, well tilled at least 1.5 feet is what is preferred for growing tomatoes. A plain land is the most preferred also.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲೂಗೆಡ್ಡೆ, ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ, ಬೆಳ್ಳುಳ್ಳಿ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಕೆಂಪು ಮಣ್ಣು ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಬೆಳೆದ್ರೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀರು 2 ಇಂಚು 3 ಇಂಚ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ಮರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
20 days old saplings are available at around 70 paisa to 1 rupee per sapling, and this is the best sapling to use here. A gap of around say 30 centimeter between plants and around 3 feet between the lines is what is advised. So that would take it to around if you do double planting, if you do very close planting, it will take it to you about say 3,000 to almost in some conditions you can really plant up to 10,000 plants per acre. So much can be done depending on your the variety and depending on how close you want the plants to be. That is all dependent on that. So as I told you, 3,000 to 10,000 can be put in 1 acre of land. Good water source is always good, but otherwise at least drip irrigation has to be done. And this is the first stage. See, in the second stage, this comes to around this is around a month of plant. After 22 days is the sapling. Then after a month it looks like this. And then we have to do the stay wiring. The stay wiring is very important so that the plants don't break, they don't fall down. It is not a creeper actually, so you don't need to creep it up and all that, but so that the plant doesn't fall down basically and the fruits don't touch the ground. For this purpose we do this. So this is done all over the field, and this is done around the first month, end of the first month, 45 days, that time, depending on the fruit starts bearing. That is when the plant is not able to support itself, when the fruits make it heavy, is when you have to do this urgently. So these are the two main work in tomato plantations. Nutrition and pesticides you will have to do as advised by the guy who supplies you the plant. That is the safest, because he knows what hybrid is this and what kind of nutrition, in how much gap, everything. But generally it is every 10-15 days you give a pesticide or a nutrition element. You can do it organically with cow manure, dung, everything also, but you never know, this is proven as of now. So after 3 months, it is plucking season, and as long as your fruits are there, as long as there is no frost is the biggest enemy, it will kill the plant. As long as there is no frost, you can keep plucking. Labor, yes, it is a big problem. But then they can see 4 laborers who are doing it here today. They can pluck up to 1,000 kilos in a day, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400 kilos, depending on how closely the fruits are, like that. If all are right, they can pluck it faster. If you have to select and pluck, it will take a little longer. And depending on your market, you pluck which variety you need. Either the ripe ones or the unripe ones, whatever it is. Another thing you have to maintain is the place should be near to the road, so that transportation is minimal, because prices are not great. You get between 10 to 40 is the price range, wherein 10-15 is the average price range, and that will just give you profits. If you eat it up in transportation, there is no point actually. So that's how it's plucked. Most of it are yet to be ripe. That is because this will go to the market tomorrow, and from there it will go to the new market or general stores everywhere. So we need to give that time for it to ripening, otherwise it goes for a waste. The buyer in the market, that guy also will not pick it up if it is too ripe, because it will go for a waste for him. So a medium ripe is what you have to pick. So these are all have to be planned, actually, because labor is scarce. Agriculture tourism is another avenue if your plot is near the road or on a way to a holiday destination, because people in cities are interested in doing all this small time farm work. So let them visit, let them have an experience. You can charge them something. These are all extra income you can look out from the fields. So whatever said and done, it all depends on the market of that day, that day's price, and your luck basically. So if you get anywhere around 10 rupees to 12 rupees, you are doing good. You are not in a loss. Lesser than that is a loss. More than that is obviously a great profit. Protecting from grazing animals is very important. So the core thing is always a fencing, good neat fencing, depending on the area where the farm is, either electric or normal or barbed wire or anything. This could be during the day or in the night. So being around the field is very important. Taking care of your plants every day is very important. Being in the location is very important. Internet farming is not the way to do it. You have to be there. There has to be a person. You have to see it every day. Protect it from the other animals, everything. Make sure that no intruders come in. Make sure it's watered on time. Fertilizers are given time. And this is what you'll have, lovely tomatoes at the end. Do subscribe.